Welcome back to Classic Radio Drama Theater. In this episode, we're diving into a whirlwind of wit, classic Hollywood charm, and laugh-out-loud scenarios. We have 4 unique stories lined up: a visit to a world-famous nightclub, a desperate stand in a dusty town, a battle with wounded pride, and a business deal that's too good to be true. Get ready for an unforgettable journey through the golden age of radio. First, on the Jack Benny program, we're transported to the exotic, wartime city of Casablanca. But this isn't your typical spy thriller. Will a cafe owner's past love lead to heroic sacrifices, or will a case of mistaken identity and some very unusual writing staff lead to hilarious chaos?
The Grape Nuts and Grape Nuts Flakes program, coming to you from New York City and starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Dennis Day Rochester, and yours truly, Don Wilson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, say, Mary, are you sure it's all right?
Certainly. Isn't it, Phil?
Sure. Go ahead, Don.
Okay. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the second broadcast of the season, we bring you the First Lady of Grape Nuts, Miss Mary Livingston.
Thank you. Hello again. This is Mary talking. And, Don, the reason I asked you to introduce me is because Jack's out in the hall talking to his new writers.
His writers?
Not so loud, Don. Not so loud. You know, people think I ad-libbed this stuff here, you know. I'm one of them spontaneous men.
I'm sorry, Phil.
Say, Mary, how's Jackson since he got home?
Oh, Phil, it's simply awful. Since he got back from North Africa, that's all he talks about. He absolutely drives you nuts.
Are you kidding?
Kidding? You want to know something? Jack's a bigger ham now than he was before he left.
No, don't do that to me. I got a wife and baby. Maybe 2.
No, it's the truth, fellas. This military stuff has really gotten into Jack's system. Gosh, how he'd love to be a general. What a guy.
I can't understand Jack wanting to be a soldier. Wasn't he in the Navy in the last war?
Yeah, but he was in the Army the war before that. Oh, and there's one thing I gotta tell you, kids. You'll never believe this.
What is it, Mary?
Yeah, tell us.
Oh, it's so fantastic.
Well, then go ahead, tell us. What is it?
Well, yesterday morning, while Jack was shaving, he cut his cheek.
Yeah?
And ever since then, he's been calling himself Old Blood and Guts. Oh, he's impossible.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's Jack now, out in the hall.
1, 2, 3, 4.
What you doing, drilling?
Either that or counting his hair. Who knows?
Say, Mary, do you think I ought to go out and get Jack away from these boys?
No, I'll go. And I hope he's forgotten about his African campaign.
Up, 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 4. Up, 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 4. Up, 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 4. Riders, halt! Present pencil.
A fine bunch of comedy writers. Recruits from the Allen program. Rookies, every one of you. Just look at you. Walzer, pull in your typewriter.
Yes, sir.
And Josephsburg, your pencil. Look at that point.
That's my head, sir.
I mean the one with the eraser on it. And Tackleberry, where's Howard?
He went AWOL to Red Skelton, sir.
He did, eh? Now listen, men. This is no picnic, you know. You got a job to do, and I'm going to see that you do it. And you. Look at you with your hair hanging down on your face. I never had that trouble with Bill Morrow.
But, sir, wasn't he bald?
That's beside the point.
That's my head, sir.
And I had another writer with me for 8 years, Eddie Boulogne. Do you know where he is now?
In a sanitarium, sir?
Now, cut that out, Bolter. All right, men, you can go downstairs to your room now and write next week's program.
Yes, sir.
About face, forward, march. Hey, look out for that window! Well, I guess they're all right, darn it. Oh, boy, 35 weeks of this.
Well, it serves you right.
Oh, hello, Mary.
If you'd stop acting like a top sergeant in the movies, you wouldn't have so much trouble. Now, come on in, Jack. The program's half over.
Okay.
Well, here he is, fellas.
Hello, Jack. We've been waiting for you.
Hiya, Jackson.
At ease, men. And now, ladies and gentlemen...
Hey, Jackson, Mary tells us you've gone military since you got back from Africa. What's the idea?
What do you mean?
Well, she says the army life has gone to your head.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Didn't you try to buy an officer's uniform with 2 pair of shoulders?
Mary, it was just a buck private's uniform. And I had a hard time finding one.
Well, let's go into a lot of trouble just to get in the movies for half price, Bub.
Phil, gags like that put you in Fred Allen's class, and he's not working.
Right now.
Anyway, as long as you brought it up, the part of the Army I'm interested in is the Air Corps.
There you are, fellas.
I really am. I'm interested in the Air Corps.
Last night he brought down 6 flies with a spray gun, so now he's an aide.
I brought down 7 and 3 probables. If you're getting out communiques, sister, get them right. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for our... Come in. Yes?
Oh, Mr. Benny. Remember me from last week? I'm the cab driver that brought you into the airport.
Oh, yes, certainly. Yeah, your name is...
Crowley.
Yes, I remember. You have a brother over in North Africa.
Yeah, Joe's the corporal.
Yes. Oh, of course, certainly. Corporal Crowley, yeah.
I can't understand you not running into him. He was in Africa at the same time you were.
Look, buddy, I told you last week, I saw so many soldiers. I mean, how would I know your brother?
Well, a couple of months ago, we got into a debate with an MP and lost 3 front teeth.
Well, it just so happens that every soldier I saw had all his front teeth.
Then you probably seen Joe. He had a bridge put in.
Look, Mr. Crowley, I know how you feel. I mean, you've got a brother who's a corporal in the Army, and you're proud of him. I'm proud of him, too. I mean, but how could I pick out among thousands and thousands of men?
Well, his draft board did.
Look, Mr. Crowley, look, I know, but we've got a program to do. I'll talk to you later. Just take a chair and sit down over there, will you?
Okay.
Thank you. Mary, he's a nice guy, and I can understand how he feels, but what can I do?
What's that?
My writers, they finally thought of a joke.
No, fellas, no! Oh!
One of them didn't like it.
He will next time.
You said it, huh? Mary, guys like that, hello, Dennis.
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Well, how are you, kid?
Fine, sir.
Dennis, you don't have to salute me in the studio.
Yes, sir.
And you don't have to call me sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Dennis, look, just act natural, you see, but don't overdo it,
Okay. Say, Mr. Benny, you must have a very funny program. As I was coming in, I heard people laughing and screaming.
Well, that wasn't the audience, Dennis. That was my writers.
Well, they're people, aren't they, Miss Livingston?
I'm not so sure about the one that's got his ears tied in a bow.
Mary, he has to tie them. There's a bobby pin shortage. Anyway.
Say, Mr. Benny,
Yeah?
do you think you can get one of your writers to relieve me this evening?
Well,
Relieve you of what, Dennis?
I'm on sentry duty in front of Mr. Benny's room every night.
Dennis, it's just until...
Isn't that awful?
Well, listen, kid, you don't have to stand there all night. When Jackson goes to sleep, why don't you beat it?
Oh, I don't dare. He's got his bed pushed up to the door, and he keeps peeking at me through the keyhole.
Dennis, stop exaggerating, will you? And let's have your song.
Okay.
Gee, you'd think that the...
Cracks his knuckles a lot. Funny you didn't hear him.
Who?
My brother, Corporal Crowley.
Look, you told me about his knuckles last week. Now, look at Crowley. Won't you please... Hey, those writers are really on the beam. I'm going down and see what gags they've dreamed up. Excuse me, kids.
All right, Dennis. While Jack's gone, you might as well do your song.
Okay, Miss Livingston.
Oh, hold it a minute. I'll take it. Hello?
Hello, Miss Livingston. This is Rochester.
Hello, Rochester. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you, Miss Livingston?
Oh, I'm all right.
That's good. Can I speak to old Blood and Guts?
You mean Mr. Benny?
That's what they called him before he cut himself.
Rochester, has he been giving you that military stuff, too?
Has he? You won't let me out of the hotel room without a 3-day pass. You know what else, Miss Livingston?
What?
He made me sew 4 stars on his nightgown and a service stripe on his DVDs.
Well, that's the silliest thing I ever heard of.
So far.
Well, Rochester, Mr. Benny just stepped out, but I'll tell him you called.
Thanks, Miss Livingston. I'll be right over to pick him up. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Now, let's see. Where'd I put my helmet?
A service stripe on his BVDs.
Okay, kids. Hey, let's get on with the show.
Say, Jack, what were your writers laughing about? Did they think up some good gags for you?
No, they were listening to a record of Burns and Allen. Sing, Dennis. A fine bunch of guys I've got. Say, he does look funny with his ears tied in a bow at that, you know? He really does.
Dear, your tenderly smiling face. Through days are bitter and gray and grim. Through nights when even the stars are dim. Sweet to know my heart can glow from just the warmth of our first embrace. Our world's a lovelier world by far. When how sweet you are. How sweet to know my heart can glow from just the warmth of our first embrace. Our world's a lovelier world. When I remember
Very good, very good. That was How Sweet You Are from that sensational film, Thank Your Lucky Stars, presented by the famous Warner Brothers and made by that talented and lovable producer, Mark Hellinger, making a happy combination.
Jack, what are you worried about? You're signed for your next picture.
Oh, yes.
And sung by Dennis Day.
That's right. I'm sorry, kid. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Sung by Dennis Day. That lovable tenor with the golden voice.
Thanks.
And do you good folks know why Dennis has such a sweet and golden voice?
No. Why?
Because he eats grape nuts and grape nuts flakes, thereby enjoying one delicious flavor in two distinctive forms. Isn't that right, Dennis?
Yes. Grape nuts are so crunchy, and the flakes they are so munchy, that I always eat a bunchy for my breakfast and my lunchy.
Dennis, how about dinner?
Thanks. Are you sure I won't be intruding?
No, you won't. And bring your own grape nuts. And now, folks, for our feature, come in.
Mr. Benny?
Yes?
Brown's the name, John Brown. I'm a reporter for the Associated Press. They sent me over here to get an interview.
Well, I'm always glad to see the gentlemen of the press. Great bunch of boys.
Don't give me that, chum. I hate this as much as you love it.
Well, Mr. Brown.
I want a story and you need publicity, so start talking.
Well, look, Mr. Brown.
I got to make a deadline and you want to see your puss in print.
Well, Mr. Brown.
Now tell me about your trip. Where did you go? What did you do?
Well, to tell you the truth, fellow, I don't want to brag.
But you will. You will.
No, Mr. Brown, I'm not bragging at all. I was in Central Africa, Cairo, the Persian Gulf.
Yes.
I was also in Sicily, Italy.
Were you in Tripoli?
Yes.
Casablanca?
What did you say, mister?
I said, were you in Casablanca?
Was I in Casablanca? Let me tell you a story, Mr. Brown. Come closer. This will be interesting. Very interesting. Casablanca in 1939. Across the Mediterranean to Oran. Then by train or camel or foot across the rim of Africa to Casablanca in French Morocco, where some men sell their souls for a passport, but others wait and wait and wait.
Casablanca, the crossroads of the world. The scene is Ricky Bogart's nightclub, where the high, the low, the fallen, and the mighty gather to see this man of mystery, Ricky.
Closing up for the night, Mr. Ricky. Better come on with me. You've had enough to drink.
No, Sam. I want to stay here and brood. I want to brood, Sam.
What are you brooding about?
You know what it is. It's her, Sam. Ingrid. When we split up in Paris, she left me. She left me, Sam. Left me a sad and broken down old man.
That's the way she found you, boy.
Oh, Ingrid. Ingrid. I thought I'd gotten you out of my mind. But you come back like a ghost, haunting me. Haunting me. But I won't take you back, see? I won't do it.
If Humphrey Bogart's listening, it doesn't get any better.
Sam, play that song for me again, will you, kid?
What's the use, Mr. Ricky? It only brings back memories.
I don't care. Play it.
Say, my brother was in Casablanca. Maybe you saw him there.
Look, Crowley, Crowley, not now. I'm having trouble with a girl. Just sit down, Crowley. Sit down, pour yourself a drink, will you?
Okay, thanks.
Ingrid. Go ahead, Sam. Play that song. I want to hear it once more.
You must remember this. A kiss is still a kiss. A sigh is just...
That's it, Sam. Sing it, boy.
The fundamental things apply as time goes by.
As the time goes by. Sing it, boy.
And when two lovers woo, they still say I love you. Oh, cock-a-doodle-doo.
The fundamental things apply
as time goes by. As time goes by.
What a song. What a song, Sam. It tortures me. It tortures me, but I love it. Here, Crowley. Crowley, have another drink. Sing it, Sam. Sing it.
Moonlight and love songs never out of date.
Hearts full of passion, jealousy, and hate.
Woman needs man, and man must have his mate.
That no one can deny. Attaboy, Crowley. Say, Crowley, haven't you got a brother up here in... Haven't you got a brother up here in North Africa?
Yeah, how did you know?
I met his brother in New York. He's a cab driver.
Never heard of him.
Me neither. Sing it, Sam. Sing that song that keeps breaking my heart.
You must remember this. A kiss is still a... Mr. Ricky! Mr. Ricky, look!
What is it, Sam?
Look in the doorway. It's her. It's her.
Ingrid. My Ingrid.
You must remember this. A kiss is still a kiss. A sigh is just a sigh.
Ingrid, my darling.
Ricky!
Ingrid, and you came back to me.
The fundamental things apply.
As time goes by. And you, Mr. Brown, you asked me if I was ever in Casablanca. Play, Phil. Friends, I'd like to take just a moment to tell you something about the WAC. They're making a tremendous contribution to victory. I know their spirit and courage, their immense pride in their job. And they have a right to be proud. The trouble is, there aren't enough of them to do all the things that need doing. So won't you give some serious thought to joining up? The WAC uniform is a mark of rare distinction. It's the uniform of the greatest army in the world. Now, maybe you don't realize this, but there are 155 different kinds of jobs open right now in the WAC. Well, out of 155 jobs, you can certainly find one that will suit your own special abilities. So think it over. You can go to your local WAC recruiting station and get all the details. You know, every woman who joins the WAC helps to bring victory closer. Helps to bring our American boys back home quicker. And that's something we all want to do. We're a little late, so good night, folks. There you go.
This program came to you from New York. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Next, Jack Benny takes us to the Wild West for a comedic spin on the classic, High Noon. A newly married lawman faces a deadly showdown, but will he find any help in a town gripped by fear? And will his attempts at military precision do more harm than good?
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. As you know, ladies and gentlemen, the new administration is carrying on a big change in Washington. But this is Hollywood. So now I give you a man who never carries any change, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking. And Don, I'll never understand how such a little joke could come out of such a big, fat body.
Well, I thought it was rather clever.
Oh, you did, huh? Well, Don, I haven't got time to argue about that because tonight we have a very important play on our show. We're going to do our version of that great Stanley Kramer film, High Noon.
But, Jack, we already did High Noon this season.
I know, Don, but I've had so many requests to do it over again, we just have to repeat it.
No kidding.
That's right. In fact, I got one beautiful letter begging me to do it over word for word.
Really? Who is it from?
My writers. They're tired of working.
I can't understand that, Jack. You've got 4 writers and the season's just half over. Why should they be so tired?
Well, they're very, very busy, Don. See, they write my show at night and during the day. 2 of them teach English, you know.
Who are they teaching?
The other 2. Anyway, Don, as soon as everybody gets here, we're going to do High Noon.
Say, Jack.
What is it, Bob? What?
Well, this High Noon that you're repeating, isn't that a United Artists picture?
Yes, what about it?
Well, nothing, only I thought your grudge was against Warner Brothers.
Bob, I know my writers are tired of working. I didn't think you were. Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Jack. Hello, everybody. Am I late?
No, Mary, we're just getting started.
Well, I stopped off at the Furrier's to look at some stoles, and I lost all track of time.
Stoles? Mary, I gave you a fur stole for Christmas.
I know.
Well, where is it?
Hanging from my radiator cap.
Oh, say, Mary, did you know that tonight we're doing a repeat of our play High Noon?
We are?
That's right, Mary, and I've invited the man who produced it, Stanley Kramer, to be here tonight.
Jack, Stanley Kramer's a very important producer. Do you know him?
Well, not personally. My agent arranged the whole thing. He'll be over after a while. Huh?
Jack, I don't know if the background music will be the same as last time.
Why not? You've got the same arrangement.
Yeah, I know, but last week we added a pickle...
Wait a minute, Bob. You say you added a piccolo player to your band?
That's right, and the fellas in the band are just wild about this boy. He's what they call a musician's musician.
What makes him so good?
Well, besides playing the piccolo, he owns a liquor store.
A liquor store?
Yeah, you ought to see the size of the case he carries that piccolo in.
Well, anyway, as far as the music is concerned, do the best you can.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Mary. Give me a kiss.
Dennis, why'd you kiss me?
Yes, Dennis, what's the matter with you?
Oh, it's a bet I got with my girl.
A bet?
Yeah, I bet her I could kiss every woman I saw today, and I wouldn't get one slap in the face.
Well, that's certainly an interesting bet. How are you doing?
3 husbands punched me silly.
I thought so.
One old man beat me with a cane.
Now, Dennis, I have a feeling...
Can I go home now?
No, you can't. Dennis, we're doing High Noon, and I want you to be on your best behavior because Stanley Kramer is going to watch us.
Boy, am I anxious to meet him. What a tennis player.
That's Jack Kramer. For goodness sake, Dennis, don't you know anything?
Oh, take it easy, Jack. What are you so excited about?
I can't help it, Mary. He's such a stupid kid. How can anyone not know Stanley Kramer, the man who produced pictures like The Champion, Home of the Brave, My Six Convicts, Member of the Wedding, The Happy Time? There isn't one other person in our whole business who doesn't know Stanley Kramer.
I beg your pardon, but I...
Look, mister, I don't know what you want, but you'll have to wait. I'm trying to do a show here. I'm expecting one of the biggest producers in Hollywood, and you come in here and bother me. Who are you, anyway?
Stanley Kramer.
Oh. Wait a minute. You're Stanley Kramer?
Yes?
He produced The Champion, The Home of the Brave, My Six
I know what he's done. It's just that, Mr. Kramer, you know, for such a big producer, I was expecting a man more my age. You know, I mean, you seem so much younger. How old are you?
39.
Gee, I was sure you'd be younger. But what's the difference? You're here, and I'm happy you can make it.
Well, thanks, Jack. And frankly, I'm curious to see how you managed to transfer High Noon to radio. You know, in preparing this subject for the screen, we were faced with the problem of presenting the complexities of a man fighting his own emotions.
I know, Mr. Kramer. And you even employed a musical theme to crystallize the inner conflict of a man possessed of fierce pride and deep sense of duty, coping with the dilemma of a newfound love.
Well, that's true. Our hero was temporarily disoriented by a set of circumstances that juxtaposed turbulent, pathological fear against the inherent urgings of an almost puritanical conscience.
Well, I thought...
Oh, shut up.
Mary, I only wanted to say that I thought it was a wonderful picture. And you know, Mr. Kramer, in our radio version, I play the part of Gary Cooper.
You do?
Of course, I've added little touches of my own. By the way, Mr. Kramer, it just occurred to me that we might be able to get together on one of your future pictures.
Well, thanks, Jack, but I've got all the financing I need.
Well, I mean acting.
Well, I'd like to use you, Jack, but you see, even though I've gotten away from it a few times, my policy has been to star unknowns.
Well, star Jack. He'll make you an unknown overnight.
Mary, for that remark,
Oh, Jack, it's getting late. We better start our sketch.
Okay. Oh, just sit down, Mr. Kramer, and I'm sure you will enjoy it.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Okay, Don, High Noon. Take it.
Ladies and gentlemen, for our feature attraction of the evening, we're going to present our version of that epic of the West, the Stanley Kramer production of High Noon. The time is the year 1875. The place, the little town of Hadleyville. The scene is in the office of the Justice of the Peace.
I'm the town marshal, and my name is Gary Kane. This is my wedding day. Yep. Right at this moment, I'm a-getting married to my sweetheart, Amy.
Do not forsake me, oh my darling, on this our wedding day. Do not forsake me, oh my darling.
Do you, Amy, take this man Gary to be your lawful wedded husband?
I do.
Do you, Gary, take Amy for your lawful wedded wife?
Yep.
Now repeat after me, Amy.
I, Amy, take thee, Gary, to love, honor, and cherish.
I, Amy, take thee, Gary, to love, honor, and cherish.
Now you, Gary. I, Gary, take thee, Amy, to love, honor, and cherish.
Ah, Gary, take thee, Amy, to love, honor, and cherish.
And with all my worldly goods I thee endow.
And with...
Come on, repeat it. And with all my worldly goods I thee endow.
Ah, Gary, take thee, Amy, to love, honor, and cherish.
Just as I even had to buy the ring.
I now pronounce you man and wife.
Gary, my husband.
Amy, my bride. Kiss me.
It's customary for the justice of the peace to get the first kiss.
Stand aside, Amy. The man wants to kiss me.
I mean her!
Oh, come on, Mary. Amy. Then Mary is playing the part of Amy. Let's get going on our honeymoon.
Gee, Gary, I'm so glad you're going to give up your job as marshal and put those awful guns away.
Yes, Amy. Now we can have a peaceful life. And...
Marshal! Marshal!
Yeah, what's up?
Terrible news. Frank Miller's been released from jail.
No.
Yeah, and he's arriving in town at high noon.
High noon?
Yes, high noon, and 3 of his henchmen are waiting at the railroad station to meet him.
Where are my guns? And I better swear in some deputies. I got to get Frank Miller before he gets me.
Gary, tell me, what's this all about?
Amy, 5 years ago, I arrested Frank Miller and sent him to jail. He vowed he'd kill me when he got out. So I got to get him first.
But, Gary, you may be killed. I don't want to become a widow on my wedding day. I want to go on a honeymoon.
Look, Amy, I can't run away. You wouldn't want to be married to a coward, would you?
I'd do anything to get out of the May Company.
It was then I realized that Amy, spelled sideways, was May. But I had my duty to perform, even if it meant losing Amy. I went outside. I walked the hot, dusty, deserted streets, looking in vain for men to serve as deputies.
Oh, to be torn twixt love and duty, supposing I lose my fair-haired beauty. Look at that big hand move along, near in high noon. He made a vow while in state's prison, vowed it would be my life or his.
I went everywhere looking for deputies. I went to their homes, to the general store, and I went to the town saloon. In fact, we had a scene in the saloon, but we cut it because Phil Harris is on another network. Finally, I went looking for desperate Dennis McNulty, the man who had been my assistant. Suddenly I saw him. He came riding towards me.
Whoa, whoa, easy now, easy, old paint.
I never had the heart to tell him. He rode that cow everywhere. In fact, he was the man who originated the white line down the middle of the street. He dismounted and said,
Hi, Gary. Congratulations. I heard you just got married.
That's right, I did.
Who'd you marry? The school teacher?
No, why?
They always do in westerns.
Look, I haven't time to talk about that. I'm in trouble, Frank. I'm in trouble. Frank Miller's coming back in town to kill me.
need help. Also a rehearsal.
You sure do. You sure came to the right man. I'll help you.
You will? Sure you're not afraid?
Of course not. When I see Frank Miller, I'll sneak up behind him.
Uh-huh.
Then I'll stick my gun in his back and say, feet up.
You mean hands up?
No, feet up. Pat him on the popo.
What?
Let's hear him laugh.
As I left him, he turned the cow over on its back and was milking it. It looked like the fountain at Wilshire and Santa Monica. I kept walking on through the town looking for help. The streets were deserted. It was getting close to high noon, and I had to find somebody to deputize. So I just kept walking. Time was running short. Still, I could find no one to help me. I was a marked man. No one would even come near me. This was before the days of chlorophyll. I didn't know what to do. In my search for help, I wandered down to the Mexican Quarter. I came upon a group of people who were having a fiesta. Needing a deputy badly, I approached one of the men and said,
Pardon me, senor, but do you know who I am?
Si.
Do you know there's a man out to kill me?
Si.
Would you be willing to help me?
Si.
What's your name?
Si.
Si?
Si.
Now you, senorita, are you his sister?
Si.
Is it all right for your brother to help me?
Si.
What's your name?
Conchita, Guadalupe, Lolita, Hernandez, Gonzalez, Clarita del Prado, Ramona, Rosita, Ramirez.
Conchita, Guadalupe, Lolita Hernandez, Gonzalez, Clarita del Prado, Ramona, Rosita Ramirez?
Si.
But that name is too long. What can I call you?
Sue.
Sue?
Si.
But I was talking to her, wasn't I?
Si.
What do you do for a living?
So.
So?
I appreciated their offer to help. But I couldn't take a chance on Conchita, Guadalupe, Lolita Hernandez, Gonzalez, Clarita del Prado, Ramona, Rosita Ramirez getting killed. It would drive the tombstone maker nuts. Now I had to make up my mind. I wasn't going to wait for Miller to come looking for me. I decided to go down to the railroad station and wait for him.
He made a vow while in State's prison, vowed it would be my life or his, and I'm not afraid of death, but oh, what will I do if you leave me?
I reached the railroad station. Frank Miller's train was due to arrive at high noon. With only a few minutes to wait, I went inside.
Train now loading on track 5 for Anaheim, Azusa, and Coop, Camonga.
I was alone in the station except for one cowboy. Thinking I could make him a deputy, I went over to talk to him.
What's your name, partner?
Hex Crosby.
Tex, eh? Then you were born in Texas.
No, I was born in Louisiana, but ain't nobody gonna call me Louise.
That's an old joke.
Well, it was new in 1875.
Oh, yeah. What are you doing here anyway, Tex?
Well, I'm waiting for Frank Miller to arrive. We're gonna kill the town marshal.
Oh, you are, eh? Well, I'm the town marshal, and I'm gonna kill you.
Train now leaving on track 5 for Anaheim, Azusa, and Coop.
But I'll give you a fighting chance. When I count 3, draw and shoot.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Oh!
Among us.
I got you, Tex.
Oh!
As he lay there, he reminded me of his brother. He was a groaner, too. Now I had gotten rid of one of the killers. The high noon train pulled into the station, came to a stop. Frank Miller got off the very last car and was met by his 2 remaining henchmen. This was my date with destiny. I felt a lonely silence as I walked toward the 3 men who wanted to kill me. Alone in the blazing noonday sun with my hands on my guns, slowly I kept a-going towards them. My clumsy sound man got up and I continued walking. My hands were sweating. My throat was dry. I knew that within 1 minute, either they or I would be dead. As soon as I got within pistol range, I drew my gun and fired. Yep, I'd killed all 3 of them without giving them a chance to talk. This wasn't the way it was done in the picture, but I know how to save money on actors. I was safe now. My only problem was whether to ask my wife to come back to me or go looking for Conchita Guadalupe, Lolita Hernandez, Gonzalez Clarita del Prado, Ramona Rosita Ramirez. But I and the whole town knew it was high noon.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank Mr. Stanley Kramer for appearing on our program and also to congratulate him on the many wonderful pictures that he has produced. And one of the best of all is his latest production, Member of the Wedding, starring Ethel Waters, Julie Harris, and Brandon DeWilde. Good night, folks.
The Jack Benny program is written by Sam Perrin, Milt Josephsberg, George Balzer, John Packaberry, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard Marks. Be sure to hear The American Way with Horace Heidt for Lucky Strike every Thursday over this same station. Consult your newspaper for the time.
Stay tuned for Amos and Andy, which follows immediately over the CBS Radio Network.
The laughs continue on the Jack Benny program as we go behind the scenes of Hollywood's biggest night. In Jack is Mad About the Academy Awards, our star grapples with a devastating loss. Will he accept defeat with grace, or will his competitive spirit and overblown ego lead him down a path of hilarious self-pity.
The Jell-O program, brought to you by Jell-O and Jell-O Pudding, starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Dennis Day Rochester, and yours truly, Don Wilson. So now, ladies and gentlemen, as is my custom every Sunday night at this time, I bring you a man who...
Hold it a second, Don. Jack isn't here yet.
He isn't?
No, he's been wandering around in a daze ever since last Thursday.
Why? What happened Thursday?
That's when they had the Academy Award banquet, and boy, was Jack disappointed.
You mean to say that Jack actually expected to win the award for Best Actor?
Yeah. He even sold that stuffed owl on his mantle so he'd have room for the statue. Imagine.
So he's still pretty upset about losing, huh?
I'll say he is. I was in the drugstore just now, and Mr. Benny was dunking donuts in his coffee.
Well, what's dunking got to do with being upset?
He was splashing people all around him. See this brown suit I got on?
Yeah?
Well, it was gray tweed when I went in.
Well, personally, I can see no excuse for Jack being so mad. You'd think that... Uh-oh. Quiet, fellas. Here he comes.
Yeah-da-dee-da-dum, da-dee-da-dum, ba-bum, bum-bee-da-da-dum. Well. Hello, everybody. Sorry I'm late, Don.
Well, for heaven's sake, why so cheerful all of a sudden?
Why shouldn't I be cheerful? It's a lovely day, the sun is shining, birds are singing.
Are you sure that was coffee you were drinking?
I get it. So you had to tell him about the coffee I splashed on you, eh, Dennis?
Well, gee whiz, my suit is all wet.
Your suit will dry out.
It may dry out, but it will never be gray again.
All right, brown suits are coming back. Well, let's get started with the program, shall we, Donzie?
Okay, Jack. But first, I'd like to say right now that you're a darn good loser.
You mean about the Academy Award? Well, I will admit I was a little perturbed at first, but I've got it all figured out, Don. I didn't lose. I was merely an unfortunate victim of circumstance.
I don't get it.
Me neither.
Well, look, kid. The picture I should have gotten the award on is Charlie's aunt. Is that right?
Yes, but...
Let me finish, Mary. Now, if you remember, in Charlie's aunt, I played the part of a man, and I also played a part of a woman. And I was exceptionally good in both roles.
Well, for heaven's sake, what's that got to do with your not winning the Academy Award?
Simply this, the voters were baffled. They didn't know whether to elect me Best Actor or Best Actress. That's very logical.
Then you're not jealous because Gary Cooper won.
No, and I'm not jealous of Joan Fontaine either. But I must say that I had them both worried there for a while. They're very good friends of mine, too.
So you're not jealous of Cooper, eh?
Not a bit.
Tell him what happened at the banquet Thursday night.
Never mind.
What was it, Mary?
Well, all evening, Jack kept smiling at everybody and bowing and pointing to the speech in his pocket.
Is that so?
Anyhow, when they announced that Gary Cooper was the winner, Jack jumped up and yelled, "Nobody leave the room. We're going to do this over."
Well, you know how excitable I am. Anyway, I was the first one to congratulate Gary Cooper. I went right over and put my arm around his shoulder.
You're telling me I had to boost you up.
I could have made it alone, sister. Anyhow, I'm glad he won. Gary and I are pals.
Pals? After that silly rumor you started about him?
What silly rumor?
He's much too tall to be a Jap, and you know it.
I never called him a Jap. I said he was a chap. A full-blooded chap. If I don't talk plain, that's his worry. And let me tell you another thing.
Holy smoke, get this.
What's the matter, Dennis?
I think my suit is shrinking.
You could be growing. Keep still. Forget it.
No, sir, my suit is shrinking.
So what? It's shrinking. Your sleeves were too long anyway.
I know, but my elbows are getting cold.
Dennis, what goes up has got to come down. Don't worry. Now, where was I?
We were discussing the Academy Award, Jack.
Oh, yes. Now, let's get this straight, fellas. I don't begrudge Gary Cooper getting recognition for Best Actor, but I still think I'm the most versatile. Keepers, I can do anything. A man, a woman, do comedy, drama. I can play hokum. I can play Shakespeare.
You can sell Christmas cards.
That's seasonal. Now, take me as Hamlet. To be or not to be? That is the question.
Boy, this suit is cheap material.
Well, I can see I'm wasting my talent around here. Dennis, as long as you had to open your mouth, how about leaving it open and doing your song?
Okay.
Hold it a minute. Come in.
Telegram for Jack Benny.
Take it, Mary. Here's a tip for you, Bud. A brand new defense stamp. Here you are.
Thanks. Just paste it on my head.
Okay. There's an album if I ever saw one. Now, scram. Who's the wire from, Mary?
It's from your father. He says, my dear son, congratulations on the Academy Award. You didn't do it before, and you didn't do it again.
Good old Dad. He'd have voted for me. Sing, Dennis, before your suit strangles you, will you?
My life to be everything. You are my favorite star, my haven in heaven above. You are everything I love. The breathless hush of evening that trembles on the brink of a lovely song. You are the angel glow that lights a star. The dearest things I know are what you are. Each time our lips touch again, I yearn for you so much again. You're my favorite star, my haven in heaven above. You are everything I
That was Everything I Love, sung by Dennis Day. Everything I Love. There's a beautiful idea for a song.
Yeah, sure is.
Yes, sir. So sentimental. Everything I Love. What do you love, Dennis?
Apple pie and Hedy Lamarr. Ice cream on the pie.
All right, ice cream on it. That's a marvelous title, though. Everything I Love. You know, a song like that...
Tutti Frutti.
Forget the ice cream. I'm talking about sentiment. Oh, Don.
Yes, Jack.
Don, let me ask you something. What do you love?
Well, I love my little ranch out in the valley. Just a simple, unpretentious...
I know. What else do you love, Don?
Well, I love the little woman. Every morning when I come downstairs, she greets me with a cheery smile and a breakfast of piping hot wheat cakes.
Wheat cakes, eh? Don, what else do you love?
Well, let's see. Oh, yes.
It's about time.
I love my St. Bernard dog, Jumbo, we call
I don't care what you call him. Don, are you going to tell us the thing you love that made me start this whole business, or do I have to lock you in?
Oh, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I love Jell-O with its new locked-in flavor.
Bingo.
Jell-O is not only economical and easy to make, but it's America's favorite gelatin dessert. So look for the big red letters on the box. I thank you.
Well, certainly glad you finally thought of it, Don. And wait till the sponsor finds out that you love your wife and home before Jell-O. You better watch out, Bub.
I'm sorry, Jack. I'll never go home again.
Oh, you don't have to go that far, Don, but watch it, that's all. Oh, hello, Phil.
Hiya, Jackson. How's the old gent with the gray hair?
Oh, fine. I saw Frank Morgan at the fights the other night. And, he looks swell.
Phil means you.
I know who he means. I'll tell Frank you asked about him, Phil.
Okay, I can go along with the gag.
You better, brother. You know, Phil, when you...
Hey, get a load of the kid. Where'd you get them knee pants, Dennis?
I splashed coffee on him. It's a long story. Forget it.
Oh, say, Jackson, I hate to mention it, but that's a pretty tough break you got the other night.
What tough break?
You know, not winning the Academy Reward.
Reward? If you're talking about the award, Phil, in my opinion... Hey, what's that?
Well, there goes my coat buttons.
Dennis, don't worry about your suit. When you get home tonight, throw it away and I'll buy you another one. Phil, getting back to the Academy Reward, as you so quaintly put it, I am a little bit disappointed, but those things happen. I thought I had friends, but apparently they didn't vote for me.
You're right, Jackson. And there's an old French proverb that fits that to a T. It goes, "En histoire qui mal y pense."
Well, that proverb sounds familiar. What does it mean, Phil?
Evil to him who says you stink.
That's evil to him who evil thinks. No one said I Molly Ponce. They just didn't vote for me. That's all. Anyway, it didn't bother me. I can take it.
It didn't bother you, eh?
Not a bit.
Well, then why did you try to kill yourself Friday morning?
I tried to kill myself.
What happened, Mary?
Now, listen.
Jack went out in the garage, closed the doors, got in the Maxwell.
Oh.
Put a rubber hose on the exhaust pipe, the other end in his mouth.
Mary.
Turned on the ignition, stepped on the starter. The car was out of gas, and here he is.
Mary, that wasn't me in the garage, so don't make up things.
Well, Jack, I don't blame you for being broken-hearted. After all these years of hard work, you should have won that award.
Darn right I should. I'd have won it, too, if it hadn't been for Dennis.
Should I get a barrel, Mr. Benny?
No, pull him up. And I'll tell you something, Phil. I'd have won that award if it hadn't been for politics. I'm as good an actor as Gary Cooper any day.
What?
You're as good an actor as Gary Cooper.
Yes, only he's taller than I am. That's why Jimmy Stewart won it the year before. They're both taller than I am.
What about the time Spencer Tracy won it?
He's shorter than I am. Well, I'm 5'9".
So is Paul Muni.
Yes, and they gave him the award, brother.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something. Oh, yeah? Oh, nuts. I'm going home.
Wow, that Jackson is really burned up, isn't he?
Yeah, he takes everything so seriously.
What does he want? Every year at this time, he puts that hose in his mouth. What a guy.
Well, Phil, I guess you might as well play something.
Okay.
I forgot my streetcar transfer. Oh, here it is. So long. Can't understand it. How they could overlook me for the award after that magnificent... Oh, well. I don't mind Gary Cooper winning, but... Now, where's that Rochester?
Oh, hello, boss. Ain't you home kind of early?
Yes, I am. I'm a little upset, and Rochester, what have you got in that cocktail glass?
Some water. I was thirsty, boss.
Water? With an olive in it?
I was hungry, too.
Don't kid me. That's a dry martini. Rochester, is your girl here by any chance?
My girl? No, sir.
Well, was she here?
That ain't Ivy climbing over the back fence.
I thought so. Well, I'm not going to boil you out tonight. I'm too exhausted. I'm going upstairs to bed. I'm all in.
Oh, say, boss, the man from the exterminator company was here.
Oh. Did he find that mouse?
Yes, sir, and it sure was a big one. Put in an awful fight.
Oh. Where's the man now?
He went out to get another man.
Holy smoke, it must be a big one. Wonder if Frank Buck is in town. He could catch that mouse.
I'd catch it myself if you only let me put a piece of cheese in the trap.
No, there must be some other way. Sure be glad to get to bed. Here, hang this up, Rochester.
You need a new one, boss.
Just comb it out. It's okay. And don't part it in the middle like you did last night. Hand me my... Hey, what's that?
What?
There's someone under my bed. Who's that under my bed? Come on, you, speak up.
Good evening, Mr. Benny. Home a little early, I see.
Oh, it's Mr. Billingsley. Now, come out from under my bed, Mr. Billingsley. Come out.
All right, you asked for it.
Asked for what?
If I come out and see my shadow, there'll be 40 more days of winter.
Oh, my goodness, today's a groundhog. Now, Mr. Billingsley, you must go to your own room.
Very well. Good night, Mr. Benny.
Good night.
And what's wrong with that, may I ask?
Nothing. Good night, that's all. Gosh, he's so sensitive. I think I'll lie down and relax for a while, Rochester. The Academy Award has got me all worked up. Gary Cooper, a better actor than I am. That's justice for you.
Oh, say, boss.
Yeah?
I put gas in the Maxwell and the hose is still there. Do you want to have a go at it again tomorrow?
No. Next year, maybe. Rochester, take Mr. Coleman's hose back to him and thank him very much.
He don't know we got it.
Good. Yeah, I hope I'll be able to sleep. Rochester, sing something, will you? That always lulls me.
Okay, boss.
Gee, I'm just a bundle of nerves tonight.
My mama done told me when I was in knee pants. My mama done told me, son.
Gary Cooper.
A woman sweet talk and give you the big eye, but when the sweet talk is done,
those tall guys get all the break.
A woman's a two-faced, a worrisome thing who'll leave you to sing the blues in the night.
I think I'll get out of pictures. I didn't even get one vote. I know I sent it in. Oh, well.
From Natchez to Mobile, from Memphis to St. Joe.
St. Joe. How they used to love me there. And the food at the old Busy Bee lunchroom.
Wherever the four winds blow. A woman's a two-faced, a worrisome thing who'll leave you to sing the blues in the night.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 12th Annual Academy Award Banquet, and all of Hollywood's glamorous stars are gathered here in the Busy Bee lunchroom in St. Joe, Missouri.
St. Joe. Gee, they love me here. I can't miss that award. I'm sure to win. Gosh, look at all the celebrities here. There's Wendell Willkie and Joan Fontaine and Ernst Lubitsch and the Exterminator Man. And look, there's Walter Wanger and Barbara Stanwyck and Mervyn LeRoy. Hey! Hello, Mervyn! Hello, Leroy! Gee, he knows me. Here's the old Busy Bee.
What'll you have, sir?
A hot roast beef sandwich with Tutti Frutti ice cream on it. Hurry, Miss Lamar.
I can't hurry. I'm caught in a mousetrap.
Gee, you're a big one. Gosh.
Ladies and gentlemen, the votes are all in for the Best Actor of the Year, and I'll have the results in just a second.
Gee, I'm nervous. Hey, there's Gary Cooper. He's got a pretty good chance of winning, too. Hello, Gary.
Hello, Jack. How do you like it here in Memphis?
Memphis? We're in St. Joe, aren't we?
You're in Memphis. I'm in St. Joe. You see, I'm taller than you are.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's right. Look, the Master of Ceremonies is getting up. It must be Bob Hope.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
That's not Hope, it's Allen. Fred Allen.
I'm very happy to be here in good old St. Joe. They love me here.
Listen to him. That Allen's a two-face, a worrisome thing who leaves me to sing the blues in the night. I thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the votes have been counted, and I have the honor to announce that the Best Actor of the Year is that old gent with the gray hair, Frank Morgan.
No, Benny, me. Jack Benny.
Yes, Jack Benny. And here's that gold statue for you, Jackie.
Ouch. Thanks. How can I speak with this rubber hose in my mouth? But I'll try. To be or not to be? That is the question.
Here's your hot beef sandwich, mister.
Make it a steak. I just won the award. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to sever the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against the sea of... Who's that coming? Who are you guys? Who are you?
We're the Warner Brothers, shouting like the others. Benny, our mama does know us.
The Warner Brothers? And who are you?
I am Daryl Zanuck. Jack, you are a panic. Benny, my horsey done told me.
Gee, Mr. Zanuck, all the studios want me. All of them.
From Metro to Goldwyn, from Goldwyn to Mayor, from Mayor to Paramount.
Paramount? They love me there. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't tell you how happy I am to receive this award. It is the most thrilling night I have ever had, and the most exciting evening. What's the matter? The banquet's over. Everybody's gone but Gary Cooper and me. What are you crying for, Gary?
I had my heart set on winning that award.
It's not your fault, Gary. I won it because I'm taller than you are. Look, I'm 8 feet tall.
Not only that, you're still growing.
Still growing? That's right, I am. Look at me. I'm 9 feet, 10 feet, 12 feet. Whoop, whoop, hold it. I'm tall enough, hold it. I'm going right through the roof. Ooh, my head.
Boss, wake up!
Gary, where are you?
Boss, wake up! You've been dreaming.
Dreaming?
Yeah, you got your head right through the foot of the bed.
Oh. Oh, yes. Well, pull me out. Thanks. It was a tough dream, Rochester, but I won it.
Do you need me any more, boss?
No. Good night, Rochester.
Good night. What a man.
Fred Allen and Gary Cooper were interpreted by Peter Lind Hayes, appearing through courtesy of RKO Studios. The tune Captain of the Clouds is from the picture of the same name.
The last number of the 22nd program in the current Jello series, and we'll be with you again next Sunday at the same time. And by then, I'm sure Jack will find something else to worry about. Good night, folks.
And for our final act, we switch gears and join the Phil Harris Alice Faye show for a tale of ambition and questionable business practices. In Frankie Wants to Buy a Business, a fast-talking friend pitches a unique investment opportunity. Will Phil and Alice be taken in by the charming con, or will they spot the holes in his outrageous plan before it's too late?
RCA Victor, world leader in radio, first in recorded music, and first in television, presents the Phil Harris Alice Faye Show. For your enjoyment, here is the Phil Harris Alice Faye Show, written by Ray Singer and Dick Chevrolet, with Elliot Lewis, Walter Tetley, Robert North, Janine Roos, Ann Whitfield, Walter Scharf and his music, our guest star Norris Goff, and yours truly, Bill Foreman. Frankie arrived at the Harris house this morning quite excited. He has an opportunity to buy a business, and he's been trying to convince the Harrises to lend him the money.
So you see, Alice, this is a great opportunity. Now will you lend me the money?
Well, I'd love to, Frankie, but you see, my money is all tied up, and it's silly to break open a bale just for that.
Fine friend. You think I was asking for a lot of money? All I want is a lousy $45,000. Well, I don't have to come to you, Alice. I know a man who'll lend me as much as I need. All I have to do to get it from is to say the word. Curly.
Try another word.
Am I to understand that you, my pal, are refusing to lend me the dough?
Yeah.
What's the matter with you, Curly? You know I'm good for the loan. I borrowed money from you before, and I've always given you collateral, and I'm willing to give you collateral again.
No, thanks. I got an incinerator full of your collateral. An old guitar pick, a box of Halava, an African nose ring, a cut glass doorknob, and a 1938 telephone book.
Classified.
Yeah, it's classified.
I should have known better than to ask you people. I would have gotten the money from my father, but Dad's winery is at a standstill right now.
Oh? What happened to old Hogshead Remley? Bad grape crop?
Oh, no, the crop was good. In fact, his bins are loaded with grapes.
Then what's wrong?
Dad developed a bunion on his foot at the height of the stomping season.
All right, Frankie. Look, we'd like to help you, but $45,000 is an awful lot of money.
Well, that's what the business is worth. I don't need all that cash, just part of it.
How much?
For $200, I could swing the deal.
Here's $8. Rock it a little.
I'll take it.
Remley, do you mean to tell me that you could close this deal for only $200?
Yeah, and like I told you, it's a wonderful tourist agency. Big offices, right on the corner of 5th and Main.
Oh, 5th and Main, huh? Gee, that's a swell location. Guy could do pretty good. Hey, Remley, look, if I put up the $200, will you make me a partner in this tourist agency?
It's a deal. Give me the money.
Well, here it is. Gee, I kind of hate to part with this.
Why?
Well, I was saving it up to buy Alice's Christmas present.
Huh?
Yeah, I had my eye on a whipcord coat with a coonskin collar. It's a lovely thing, but... well, she'll just have to wear last year's chinchilla with the mink lining. Come on, Remley, let's go down and buy that business.
I don't think you ought to go along, Curly.
Give me back the money.
No, you misunderstand, Curly. I don't want you to go along because if the guy sees a big star like you, he'll up the price.
Oh, yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah, sure. I'll let you know as soon as everything's all set. Don't call me, I'll call you. So long.
Phil, you gave him $200 to buy a business. And the least you could do is go down to 5th and Main and check on it.
Please, Alice, I trust Frankie implicitly. Well, let me see. This is 5th and Main, but I don't see any tourist office here. Frankie says it's right on the corner.
All right, folks, step right up. Bus leaving in 5 minutes for a tour of Los Angeles.
Remley.
We show you places no other tourists have ever seen in Los Angeles. Famous landmarks like Grant's Tomb, Pikes Peak, the Nantucket Lighthouse, the Chicago Stockyards.
Pardon me.
Don't jostle me, Bud. I know how you pickpockets. Oh, Curly. Hi, pal. What can I do for you?
Give me back my 200.
Oh, it's too late, Curly. I already bought the agency.
What agency? Where's the big offices you were talking about?
Right here under this umbrella.
Is this all you got for $200?
Of course not. The office came completely equipped. Step inside. Sit down at your desk.
Yeah, thanks. Which orange crate is mine?
The one that says Valencia. Mine is naval.
Remley, what kind of a tourist agency did you buy? All you got's an umbrella on the street corner, 2 orange crates, and a camp chair.
Curly, I'm not a sucker. We got more than that for our money. Our biggest asset is the bus we got.
What bus?
The one leaning up against the lamppost. What do you think of it?
How'd it get hurt? Gee whiz, how do you expect to do business? Nobody's going to get in a thing like that.
That's what you think. Take a look in the bus. It's practically filled. I only have room for a few more passengers.
Well, I'll be darned. You got it clear full of... Remley.
What?
Them are dummies.
Well, I can't afford to hire live shills. After all, I'm just starting in this business. I have to make the bus look crowded, otherwise people won't get on.
I know, but putting dummies in a bus just... Wait a minute. Remley, one of them just moved.
Oh, her. That's the little old lady who came with the business. She's been waiting 3 days for the tour to start.
Look, Frankie. Look, I don't want no part of this broken-down outfit, so give me my money back.
Curly, we'll make a fortune. Every tour we sell, we'll split 50-50. Now, in the meantime, don't just stand there. Help me attract the crowd. Start singing.
You expect me to sing on a street corner just... Yeah. I got a couple of hundred of my records in the back of my car. Just happen to have them on me. I've been trying to peddle them from door to door. Sure. Besides, RCA Victor will love my up and at 'em spirit. I'll do it, kid. Turn on the bus radio. Long, long ago in New Orleans, on a little street of dreams, there I heard a crazy band. That was where the blues began. There was Memphis Joe with his hidey-ho moaning on that saxophone. There was Slip-Horn Slim, you've heard of him, and his laughing slide trombone. Peg-Leg Pete playing hot and sweet on the baking pot of can. Dancers swayed as they played, that was how the blues began. There was Dog-Face Chet with his clarinet hitting high notes up and down. Smoky Moke was there with his slick black hair beating his drums like a clown. While the booga-booga-booga of a big brown jug by a hip cat dressed in jeans. That was how those blues were born in New Orleans. Peg-Leg Pete and his violin made of bacon powder tin. Hollers, I let them folks come in. Dog-Face Chet and his clarinet, the cutest pair I've ever met. Broke his reader, I'd been there yet. Memphis Joe and that saxophone, Slip-Horn Slim and his trombone, they tuned up and settled down, then they all went to town. There was Big Nose Tess from the greasy vest weaving in her glass of beer. There was Gambler Jake playing table stakes with a seaboat engineer. Natchez Lil was dressed to kill, singing love songs about a man. As she moaned, them people groaned, that was how torch songs began. Then the cat named Sam in from Alabama started shooting up the flow. Everybody broke through the pistol smoke for the windows and the door, while the roll of a 44 busted up those happy scenes. That was how the blues was born in New Orleans.
Curly?
Yeah.
It worked. Your singing attracted a huge crowd.
It did?
Yep. One old man with a straw suitcase.
Oh, you mean that little old man with the Sears Roebuck catalog under his arm?
Yeah. Hey, he looks like a real rube, huh?
Yeah.
He'll be a cinch to sell. He'll probably want to see the Hollywood stars, but he won't know one from the other.
So?
So, no matter who he wants to see, we'll tell him you're it.
But, Remley, I can't
Now,
do...
remember, we split 50-50. Hey, Grandpa, how would you like to take a motor tour through Hollywood and see all the motion picture luminaries?
Huh?
Look like Dad's going to give us a little trouble over there.
Let me handle him. Look, Grandpa, I can
Now,
take...
hold on with that jaw flapping. Don't call me Grandpa. My name's Abner Peabody.
Abner Peabody, huh? Well, that's very
Me
nice.
and Lum Edwards runs a Jot 'em Down store in Pine Ridge.
Yeah, well, that's peachy. Now,
Say, you remind me of a feller that sold me a carload of fertilizer in Little Rock.
well, I was...
I'll tell you that Little Rock, now, there is a city.
True.
A nice place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there.
Yeah, well,
Them folks, they keep scurrying around like a bunch of field mice in a corn crib.
Cut! Say, Ab, I know you just blew in from the country and you'd like to see some of the movie stars.
Do you know any?
I know them all. You just name one and you got 'em.
How about that Ronald Coleman feller? I'd sure like to see him.
You got 'em. One Ronald Coleman coming up.
Ah, Benito, if I were king, I'd love you like the world. Ah, if I were king, Benito, I'd give you everything. Ah, Remley, do something fast. I can't keep talking like this.
Say, on second thought, I think I'd like to see that Frenchie, Charlie Boyer.
Charlie Boyer? That's easy.
Then you do it.
The man won't buy the tour unless he sees Charlie Boyer.
Come with me to the Casbah, Toots. There we will be known as Toots and Casbah. I know this is a lousy joke, but I am ad-libbing.
Yeah, I changed my mind. Why waste my time on them fellers? I'll tell you who I really want to see.
Who?
Jane Russell.
I quit.
Hey, son, tell me something, will you?
What?
Who's this old Indian that's doing the impersonations?
Who are you calling an old Indian?
Now, no offense, White Cloud. Hey, you got a very interesting face. All them lines, you look like a finely furred field.
Oh, this is all I need, an old Julius. Look, Pop, I ain't gonna
Please, White Cloud. We need him to wampum. Mr. Peabody, I want to talk to you alone. Would you step into my office? Abner, I don't do this for everybody, but I like you. You're my kind of a guy.
Well?
I'm going to take you on a tour of the movie stars' homes, and I can let you have it for as little as... How much you got on you?
Well, I got a $20 bill, but I'll need $6 of that for bus fare back to Pine Ridge.
6 out of 20 leaves 14, and by some strange coincidence, that's the price of the tour.
No, can't do it. See, I'm going to be here for 3 days, and if I spend the $14, why, I won't have nothing left to live on.
Well, by an even stranger coincidence, this is a 3-day all-expense tour.
Food and lodging?
And I'll throw in a bottle of dandelion wine.
Well, I don't drink, but I'll take the trip. Yeah, here's my $20 bill.
Thank you. You just get in the bus.
Yeah, hold on there just a minute. I got $6 coming back.
Sorry, sir. Here's your change. 2 $3 bills. Now you just get in the bus and we'll leave soon, huh? Curly.
Yeah.
Hey, we're all set. I sold him a tour of the movie stars' homes for $14.
Good. Let me have my half.
Okay. Here you are.
Oh, goody. Just what I've always wanted, a $7 bill.
They are a collector's item.
Remley, I ain't taking no odd-numbered bills. Now, let me have it in good currency.
Very well. Here's 2 4s. Give me $1 change.
Will you give them? Now, let's take this guy to the home of some broken-down star and brush him off fast.
Okay. I know just which one to take him to, too. Well, here we are, Mr. Peabody.
Remley, what are you stopping in front of my house for?
You said we should take him to the home of a broken-down star. You're the only one I know. Mr. Peabody, you're in for a big treat. On your right is the home of one of Hollywood's most famous stars, Phil Harris.
Hi, donkey's this. He's still alive?
Remley, for a $7 bill, I ain't gonna take this kind of talk.
Curly, please. Mr. Peabody, this is also the home of that lovely star, Alice Faye.
Well, bless her heart. Bless her little heart. She's my favorite actor. Come on, feller. Let's get in their house there and see her.
Yeah.
Hey, Remley, we can't go into my house. Alice will kill me.
We gotta let him go in or he'll want his money back.
Okay, but now look, don't tell Alice he's a tourist, for goodness sakes. Tell her he's some important person who's visiting Hollywood. We gotta fool her.
Who should I say yes?
I don't care who you say. Use any big name you happen to think of.
Yeah, hurry up, fellers. I rung the bell. Miss Faye ought to be answering the door any minute.
Look, Abner, when you meet her, try to...
Oh, hello, Frankie.
Hello, Alice. I want you to meet a dear friend of mine. Miss Faye, this is Noel Coward.
Oh, this should fool her completely. Frankie, what in the world made you come up with that name?
That was the only important name I could think of outside of Sabu. Without an elephant, we couldn't have gotten away with that one.
No.
Miss Faye, I don't know what this feller's trying to do, but I ain't no coward.
You're not?
Why, no. My name's Abner Peabody.
Oh, well, I'm glad to know you, Mr. Peabody.
Doggies, you sure are pretty.
Oh, you think so?
Why, you're as pretty as a Rhode Island Red sitting on a warm egg.
Oh, you should have seen me before I lost my pin feathers.
Wait a minute.
Well, now to met you, I'd like to see the rest of the house. Don't bother to take me, ma'am. I'll have White Cloud show me around.
White Cloud?
Yeah, that fella there. He's our Indian guide. I'm sure glad I took this tour.
What tour?
The one that this feller sold me. Well, let's get started. I'm anxious to see the parlor.
Frankie,
Now, don't get excited, Alice. It's just a little tour. It won't inconvenience you. Now, let's show Mr. Peabody through the house and, oh, yes, while we're doing that, you better sing for him.
Why should I sing for him?
His tour includes entertainment.
Frankie, you have a lot of nerve, and I'm not singing
Wait
for
a minute,
him.
honey. Now, wait a minute. Just do it for me, will you? You don't have to sing good. Just give him your $14 job.
Why did I tell you I was going to Shanghai? I want to be with you tonight. Why did I holler I was going to Shanghai? I want to be with you tonight. It was just a little misunderstanding that a kiss on the cheek could patch. I need you so badly, I'd gladly start right over from scratch. Oh, why did I tell you it was bye-bye for Shanghai? I'm even allergic to rice. Why don't you stop me when I talk about Shanghai? It's just a lover's device. Who's gonna kiss me? Who's gonna thrill me? Who's gonna hold me tight? I'm right around the corner in a phone booth, and I wanna be with you tonight.
Why did you tell us a lover's lie? We know there ain't no Shanghai guy.
Why did you tell us you were going to Shanghai? We want to be with you tonight. Why did you holler you were going to Shanghai? We want to be with you tonight.
It was just a little misunderstanding. A kiss on the cheek could patch.
We need you so badly, we'd gladly start all over from scratch.
Why should I tell you I'm going to Shanghai?
We should have stopped you when you talked about Shanghai. It's just a lover's device.
Who's gonna kiss me? Who's gonna thrill me? Who's gonna hold me tight?
Well, we're right around the corner in a phone booth, and we want to be with you tonight.
Who's gonna kiss me? Who's gonna thrill me? Who's gonna hold me tight? Well, if you're
right around the corner in a phone booth, I wanna be with you tonight.
Oh, Miss Faye, honey, that was uncommonly pretty.
Well, thanks. And now that you've seen the house and I've entertained you, you'll have to excuse me. You see, it's time for lunch.
It sure is. I know it. You know, I'm hungry to bear. Boil my turnips nice and soft. I ain't got my eating teeth with me.
Oh, your little woman just packed your talking ones, huh?
By the way, Miss Faye, while you're fixing lunch, I'd like to make a few phone calls. Where's your telephone?
Oh, it's right over there.
Oh, well, thank you. After I make my calls, I want to wash up for lunch. Where's your bathroom?
Right through that door.
Which way do I turn when I get outside?
Well, you don't have to go outside.
You don't? What will they think of next?
Frankie, he's going to eat here?
Only for 3 days.
3 days?
It's our all-expense tour, partner. Now, shall we go into lunch?
Well, sir, I'll tell you, that's as fine a table of victuals as I ever pulled a chair to. Don't know how you folks can afford to feed me like this for 3 days for only $14.
We use tainted food.
I'm going to like it here, you know. It'll be real cozy like as soon as them fellers get here.
What fellers?
Well, I called the station, told them to send over my belongings, and then I called a grocery store and ordered a few provisions and...
Provisions? Oh, Phil, this is too much. You've got to get rid of them, but be subtle about it.
I know that, but how can I get rid of him without hurting his feelings?
How about setting his beard on fire?
Rambling. Don't be crude. You couldn't light that whole thing. I'll get it.
I'll go with you.
Oh, it's you, Julius. Now, what do you want here, kid?
I brung the provisions you ordered.
What provisions?
2 bushels of corn, 4 sacks of barley, half a ton of grain, and 20 pounds of brown sugar. Oh, no.
What?
I know you guys will drink anything, but what kind of sour mash you mixing up now?
Look, kid, I didn't order that stuff.
Who is it, Phil? Oh, hello, Julius.
Hello, Miss Faye. Hey, you look upset.
Oh, I am. Say, Julius, maybe you can help me. I want to get rid of an old man who's hanging around the house.
It's about time. Step aside, Miss Faye. I've been wanting to do this.
Stop hitting me on the head with that stale salami.
I didn't mean Mr. Harris. I want to get rid of another old man.
Another one? What, do you got a stockpile of old men around here?
Hey, what's going on in here? Oh, well, I see you brought my grain.
Who's this, your brewmaster?
Well,
I'm the feller that ordered this stuff. See, I need it for... Oh, I'll answer it. Yes, more likely for me. Must be the things I had sent up from the station.
Express Company. I got some things for Abner Peabody.
Hell, that's me. Just send them right in here, son. Just wait till you folks meet Melindy.
Well, who's Melinda?
I'll introduce you. Lindy, come in and say hello to the foe.
Get that cow out of my living room.
And now, don't get excited, Miss Faye. See, you'll learn to love Melindy. Give 6 quarts a day. By the way, when you milk her tonight, be sure you wear your mittens. She shudders at a cold touch.
Bill, do something. He's got a cow in our house.
Well, it could be worse. You're lucky he didn't bring in a pig. I had to open my fat mouth. This is all I can take. Listen, you get these animals out of here, you old goat.
You talk too much, Curly.
Oh, Bill, Frankie, just don't stand there. Get rid of these beasts. Go on.
All right, beat it. Get out of here. Get that cow out. Hit the road, will you? All right, hit the ramp. Get out of here.
Don't touch them animals. Just a minute. Get your hands off of them animals. Now listen here. I brought them for the livestock show.
Oh, Phil, what a horrible day. All those animals running wild in the house and
Honey,
Frankie carrying
go to
on.
sleep, please. I'm sorry. Please forgive me, will you?
Don't try to make up to me. And stop kissing me on the back of my neck.
I didn't touch you. That's Melinda. Good night, everybody, and thanks.
Good night, everybody.
This program is produced and directed by Paul Phillip. Our guest star, Norris Goff. Remember, whether you're buying a television set, a radio, a Victrola phonograph, or records, put your faith in the cornerstone of American home entertainment for 3 generations. RCA Victor, world leader in radio, first in television.
From smoky nightclubs to dusty streets, wounded egos to harebrained schemes, this episode of Classic Radio Drama Theater has been a comedic tour de force. We hope you enjoyed these classic radio performances. Which story captured your imagination the most? Tell us in the comments, and be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more vintage audio adventures. Until next time, remember, in the world of classic radio, anything can happen.